Oh.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Life as an Artist. To those of you who are new, welcome to the channel, and to those who are returning, welcome back. So this week I want to do something that I've been trying to do for quite a long time now, which is document a project from start to finish. So 18 months ago or thereabouts, I did a demonstration at something called Triangle Festival. It's this live festival here in Rotterdam, and I made these three pieces, these three triangles, actually on site. So I weaved the string and I'd made the frames previously, and that resulted in this piece here. The reason I'm talking about this is I just delivered a commission last week to a good friend of mine, and that commission was based off the piece that I did in Triangle Festival 18 months ago. He was visiting, he saw the piece, really liked it, and yeah, wanted some sort of something in the same sort of style and shape, and he liked it, but it was a bit too big and clunky for him, and we obviously had to get it over to the UK. I say obviously, I live in Rotterdam, he lives in the UK, and that was yeah, one of the other issues. So I was developing 3D printing at that time, and he really liked the idea of me working with 3D printing and actually using the commission as a sort of prototype. So I entered into this yeah, agreement with him, and we made this piece. So I first started with the piece that I made in Triangle Festival, and I 3D scanned the work. Once the work was 3D scanned, I printed it in 9 sections. And there we go, job done. Being the first time, it actually took quite a long time to learn how to use the programs in order to edit it correctly so it would print, to orientate it, to get all the meshing, which is like these, basically when you 3D scan it, it's a bunch of small triangles digitally built up, and you have to have all of those faces closed or it won't print properly. And once that was done and the 3 pieces were printed, I sort of welded them together by melting plastic. It's printed in a plastic, so I melted the 2 pieces of plastic together and then mounted that plastic onto a frame that I'd made. The frames that I normally work with are wood, but instead I wanted to contrast yeah, the surface that had this solidity because it was being printed. Again, just to go back, the reason I want to do printing is because it has different properties that I want to work with, where you can actually get rid of the frame because the surface is solid and doesn't require this frame to suspend the string on before you paint it, like these pieces behind. And with that solid surface, I realised that I could just put it onto a frame. So instead of just putting a normal wooden frame, which I usually use, I decided to put a metal frame behind it. If I was just using the metal frame, there would be a problem though, because I did want to put a bit of string work on top for detail, and in order to put the string work in, you need wood to staple in the back. So I kind of built this wooden frame with a metal sheath around it, so from the front it would look like metal, but from the back there would be a bit of wood exposed so I could staple into it. So you have these 3D printed surfaces on top of a metal frame with wood on the inside. I then stitched or kind of wove string over the top of it. Yeah, this was to bring out the finer detail, and then you ended up with this hybrid of wood, metal, string and plastic, creating this pre-painted construction. At this point it did look very different to what I'd done in the past, but I expected that when I painted it, it would actually come together and represent something quite similar to the work that I had. Except this allowed me to, with the 3D files that I'd now scanned and collected and edited, it would allow me to make a copy of this work quite quickly and easily. And obviously prototyping this, you've learned how to use these programs, which gives you a new array of tools to use in your practice. So once the piece was painted, I revealed the metal that was there in the background. I had wrapped it in a plastic wrap and a bit of tape just to protect it while the painting was going down. Lots of emulsion coats to build up the surface, and then finally with the finishing paint that I use, And then the piece was completed. I'll jump into that now and show you the kind of finishing of the piece down in the studio, and then there's the reaction from my friend Piers. So, after rather a long time, this is actually finished. All that's needed to be done now is for my friend to come and pick the piece up. Tomorrow he flies into Holland, and yeah, he's not seen a picture of this or anything yet. So I'm actually going to set up, I think, a camera just here, and hopefully he doesn't spot it on the way down, because he'd be so, you know, happy with the actual piece. So he'll come down the stairs and come around the corner, and hopefully we'll get his reaction, and yeah. If it's positive, you'll see it, and if not, I guess we'll be jumping to the end.
Later.
Alright, mate.
Close your eyes.
Oh, it's so cool. It's even better than I thought it would be. Oh, mate, I love the steel. Or the aluminium, is it?
Aluminium, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what's even cooler?
I'm being filmed right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that's left to do after that is package it up and yeah, post it over. Yeah, so now the piece is wrapped fully, it's protected in 3 layers of foam on the outside, and then plastic wrap just to keep it all together for the transport. Yeah, good news, it arrived there safe and sound in one piece, and Piers unpacked it and put it on the wall. He was nice enough to put his phone down and try and record the mounting on the wall, and yeah, there's some really nice footage here of him doing that. Yeah, so the piece is on the wall. He was really happy with it, and it's really nice to see, especially after all that time, someone so happy with the piece. You know, he's a very good friend of mine, and yeah, for him to be so happy and excited about the piece was like a real honour, actually. So that yeah, concludes the start to the finish of a project. Over the next coming weeks and months, I expect I'll be doing a few more of these. It does take around 6 to 18 months to make a unit of work, and in that unit you end up with finished pieces, and there have been 1 or 2 commissions on the side that I've been doing which have been outside of that main unit of practice. But what I'm getting at is that having recorded this for the last 18 months or so, now it's coming to the point where you actually have the footage from the beginning and the end, and you can start stitching it all together to show this process in a much more holistic light. So let me know what you think in the comments. Yeah, please share this around if you liked it, and hope to see you again next week. Take care now, bye.